Yo! Now, vegetarianism and veganism are rapidly growing movements. Here are good reasons that vegetarians and vegans have for their diet. 1. Animal abuse. Animals are trapped in cages so small they can't even turn around. They're often kept in their own waste or completely isolated from other animals. They're often abused in other ways, such as cutting off chickens' beaks and other mutilation, being given drugs to increase reproduction, ignoring of their health, and causing them great physical pain. 2. Not only is eating meat unnecessary and expensive, but vegetarians and vegans often have far lower risks of heart disease and other physical ailments. 3. Animals require massive amounts of plant food to sustain them, so we can eat those animals, a grand waste. Just eating the plants ourselves to begin with is the sensible thing. 4. Our world is running out of animals to eat, especially in the case of overfishing. The good reason that meat eaters have for their diet is that vegetarians and vegans often suffer from malnutrition. Yet there's another factor that most people have never considered. That is, part of the cost of horticulture is the over 1 billion tons of insecticide used in the U.S. alone every year to poison insects that would otherwise destroy crops. And this insecticide kills quadrillions of insects. So we're spending all these resources and time poisoning all these insects so we can eat more plants. But imagine the savings both financially and of life if we just ate the insects to begin with. Because either way, they die in order to feed us. So this is my appeal for people to become insectivores. A great third alternative. Here are my reasons. 1. Only the insects we'd eat would be killed, and it would save them from slow death from poisoning, and save the environment from being saturated with dangerous chemicals. 2. Insects are by far the most abundant form of life on Earth. There are over 400 million insects per acre of land, and quadrillions or even quintillions of insects worldwide. 3. Insects are unlike advanced animals, as they do nothing more than walk, fly, eat, and breed. They're unlikely to have emotions or the ability to make decisions. So by being eaten, they can become something greater as they're taken up into and become part of a higher being. 4. As for nutrition, insects usually equal or surpass the nutritional value of other foods. For example, a 200-calorie serving of crickets has more protein, more omega-3, more fiber, and less fat than 200-calorie servings of either lean beef or farmed salmon. And while cattle produce 2,850 grams of CO2 per kilogram, crickets only produce a mere 2 grams. Many cultures around the world eat insects, including countries throughout Africa, South America, Asia, and Australia. Escamoles, that is, ant eggs, are commonly served as a taco filling in Mexico. The Reese Company, a common brand of food products on most grocery store shelves, used to import tins of fried ants to the United States. As for cicadas, they've been served annually at the Taste of Chicago Festival. Throughout the East Coast, cicadas have been consumed on pizzas and in sub sandwiches, tacos, sushi rolls, pies, stir fries, cookies, peanut butter cups, and alone as chocolate-covered cicadas. Eating cicadas dates back to at least the Iroquois Indians in upstate New York, who dug up the insects and dry roasted them. In Christian scripture, Matthew 11:11, Jesus said, "Among those born of women hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist." Yet Matthew 3:4 says that John the Baptist's food was locusts and wild honey. But as for finding insects to eat in today's era, seeking them in your backyard is not advised, as urban areas are now likely to be contaminated with pesticides. The best course of action is to buy them or raise them yourself from pet stores, bait shops, or insect suppliers on the internet. Regardless, our people may eventually be forced to become insectivores, due to Earth's dwindling resources. Let's work towards starting now if possible, instead of waiting for more animal species to become extinct and more grasslands to become barren. And as for veganism, there has never been a vegan society in world history. So there's no proof that that diet would sustain the majority of people over their entire lifetime. Rather, there's evidence to the contrary. As for me, all my money will be willed to animals and environmental groups upon my death. I want you to also do whatever you can for God's creation. It's your responsibility.